Hello, it's Claire Phoenix, and I'm here at Food Matters Live. I'm here with Sophie Maxwell. She's Futures Director for Pearlfisher, the design agency. Sophie, can you just tell me, you've been speaking on free from. Do you think that's really one of the big trends here at the show?
I think definitely. If you see the other attendees to the conference, and definitely at our talk yesterday, we got really good level of attendance, but you can see just from the growth of the sector and how I think it had the most MPD launches last year, that it's a massive area of opportunity and it's answering a very real need as well. So it's fantastic to see, and we're very proud to be representing two of the brands that we've helped take forward here today. So yeah, it's exciting times for that sector.
So I saw the Genius bread, the gluten-free.
Yes, that's right.
Can you tell me what it contains instead?
Well, it's made, I think the founder Lucinda talks about it yesterday, actually being an incredibly difficult thing to manufacture because it has no structure to it as a format. So she worked, I think it was done to answer one of her young sons as a celiac, and she created it in her own kitchen. She was lucky enough to live at the time in Edinburgh down the road from a gluten-free bakery, so she did it, she created it with that bakery, and the brand has just gone from strength to strength, and at first port of call, it allowed her to create the products that her sons weren't having, like bread and pizza and toast fingers for their boiled eggs and things like that. And now, obviously, it's becoming a global brand, and it's huge. It's the biggest in its sector.
Is it really? So, what formats has it sold in?
They sell all sorts of things. So they're selling the loaves, obviously, but they also make pies and pizzas and desserts. So I think that they're very conscious about innovation within that sector, and they're doing incredibly well. But I think they have something like 47% of the market share. So, yeah.
And so when they came to you, they just had the brand name, did they?
No, they were already... They were already created. What they had was their first brand expression. And what we did was look to evolve it, and they were looking to move with the rest of the free from category from being a niche brand really into the mainstream, which is, we're lucky to have been on that journey with them. So they had some equity that they'd built up that was great, and we took that and evolved it.
Now, how big is the Pearlfisher team?
The Pearlfisher team is around 60 in London, and there's about 30 of us in New York now, and between the two studios we work globally.
Great, I seem to see your name everywhere. So what's the other free-from product that you've been working on?
So this afternoon actually I'm going to be talking about Illumi, which is a very different kind of free-from brand. So it is a gluten-free, nut-free and milk-free ambient product that we started working with about 2 years ago. We got on a train to Durham and went to see Tanfield, the food manufacturers there, and they said, we've got this product that we want to create. It's an ambient range of products with free from in all of those different ways, but it's soups, stews, gravies, and it's going to be sold in ambient pouches, and we're going to only sell it online. So a really unusual proposition, but it's become a huge success in the free from world because of its specialness in that way, that celiacs and other allergen sufferers are able to completely rely and also have access to products that they haven't previously had access to. So we have a lot of quite excited consumers saying, for the first time I can have a curry with my boyfriend or my husband, because it's opening up this world of previously unavailable food to them, because so much of that have allergen products in them.
Yes, it's very real stories, they're very much needed. Yeah. And the pouch storage, do you think that's very much a growth sector in foods?
What it does is it makes it easier, and that's what any innovation should do. Is it makes people's lives much easier because it is ambient. And it is available online. People are able to order it in bulk, keep it in their cupboards, and then there's a big range now that they create different curries, as I said, different stews. It's also a gourmet product, so it tastes really great. So yeah.
Great, thank you, Sophie. Perhaps we could just move on to Shaun Jones. He's Future's business director. And Shaun, can you just tell me what's actually happening at Pearlfisher? Are people coming to you with their ideas, or do you come up with the packaging ideas?
It's a variety. It's both, really. I think the really interesting thing for us, and that we're finding certainly, is that lots of these brands that are considered to be quite functional and can have a very often medicinal need or nature about them need to express themselves in a creative way. And actually we're talking about good food, good taste, and we're looking to really bring that to life through design. So a lot of the brands we're showcasing here today, and a lot of the work that we're starting to do is very much about elevating the taste, the values through design, and using that as a really good vehicle to get people to buy into it. And it's not just there as a kind of a need state, it's there as a desirable thing for people to buy into and enjoy.
Yes, you're known very much for your clean and modern lines, aren't you? Sort of very, very fresh, contemporary packaging. That's how I always think of Pearlfisher. And so is it still shelf standout that's critical? Do you think people buy more with their eyes than ever before?
Absolutely. In a marketplace that is so cluttered now, I mean, even here today, we're seeing this, a huge explosion of different types of brands and looking to do different types of things. There is so much choice out there that design still plays that critical role in helping people to make the right choice. Obviously, it's a brilliant challenge for us because we really step up to that challenge. But how do you make businesses stand out through design, have that impact and shelf presence, but also when they pick it up, they believe in it, and that's really the job that we do.
I've been hearing a lot about tactile feel importance lately. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's as critical as the visual aspect?
I think it certainly is. Look, there's no doubt about it. When you're several feet away from the shelf, what's going to catch your eye is going to draw you in. But then it's the continuation of that. Once you've got it in the hand, the tactility, shape, format, materials, things that exude the values of the brand, the products that you're going to be buying into. It's all part of the journey right through to getting it home, and then obviously the acid test of actually trying that product. But that journey is incredibly important and will continue to get people to come back in and buy into the brands.
Shaun and Sophie, thank you very much.